Ethiopia in the mid-1980s left 7 million people on the brink of starvation. A huge aid effort, led by the rock star Bob Geldof, raised money on an unprecedented scale. But to reach the starving in the northern provinces of Tigray and Eritrea, aid agencies had to work with the rebel movements that controlled the rural areas. And, says Aragarwi Berhe, the former Tigray rebel army commander, most of the money was siphoned off.
We were using aid money to buy arms, through secondary means. If you come to the Middle East, you can buy arms if you have the money. So we were using some of the money to buy arms.
At the height of the famine, says Aragarwi Berhe, $100 million went through rebel hands, but only 5% went to relieve the desperate hunger. The operation was supervised by the rebel leadership, including Meles Zenawi, the man who is today Ethiopia's prime minister. His office turned down a request for an interview. Men like Aragarwi Berhe fell out with their former comrades and now live in exile. But the story they tell is supported by other sources. A CIA assessment, written at the time, says that aid was almost certainly being diverted for military purposes. And a senior American diplomat in Ethiopia in the 1980s told the BBC that he supports this conclusion. The famine came at the height of the Cold War, with the Soviet Union pouring weapons into Ethiopia. Preoccupied by the famine, no one asked how the rebel groups were holding off the government offensives. Aid agencies and campaigners like Bob Geldof knew nothing of the diversion of the money. There is no doubt that the aid donated for the Ethiopian famine saved many lives, but the evidence is that large sums of money went astray.
Martin Plout, the BBC's Africa editor. The former Bosnian Serb leader has declared that the two bloodiest atrocities of the Bosnian War are myths, and he's denied any involvement. Speaking at his war crimes trial, Radovan Karadzic claimed atrocities were staged by Muslims as part